Hey everyone, welcome back. So today I wanted to do a review and a demo on the Dior Airflash Foundation. I want to give you my pros, my cons, my thoughts about the product, and then naturally it will be up to you to decide if this is a product that you would like to purchase for yourself. So I waited a while before I purchased this product because I heard so many great things about it, and for me, I'm not such a really huge fan of airbrush foundations. It's just personal choice. I just don't like the longevity of the foundations. I never feel that you really look flawless all day. I find that airbrush foundations do tend to move a lot regardless of however you set them. With that said, I went out and I purchased the Dior Skin Airflash. This is the box that it comes in, and I was so, I really was excited to try this because I heard very good things about it. So a piece of me was like, oh, I can't wait to see exactly what this does. And this is what it looks like in the bottle itself. So my pros about the product is that it really does give you that flawless airbrushed finish on the skin. It's a semi-matte coverage. I don't feel that it's full matte, and I don't feel that it has much of a glow to it. I do feel it adheres to the skin very well, and it does look like your own skin. It will mimic your own skin, but with a little bit more coverage. So those are really my pros. My cons about the product. First, it says that you could spray it all over your face with this little pump, this aerosol that's here. And you're supposed to really do it in the Z formation. That method, to me, I'm sorry, does not work. Because if you would like to get foundation all over your hairline, your eyebrows, pretty much on your clothes, then I'd say, okay, go for it, just spray it. If that's something that doesn't bother you, or you don't mind putting your hair up in a towel, then go for it. You can get the application. I do feel that a lot of product is wasted out of this airbrush foundation. The other thing that I don't like about it is that even when you are applying it, let's just say to your hand, or you're going to apply it onto something, in order for you to apply it with a foundation brush or a beauty blender, you will lose a lot of product. And again, if you're going to spend more than $50 on a foundation, I just feel for that type of money, you should not be losing this much product out of the bottle. I do think that it's disappointing to me that so much product is lost when you start to spray this foundation. So that alone, I think I wouldn't repurchase this product. Now, when you do apply it, there are a few methods, and I tried a bunch of different ways. The first way was I applied it to my hand, and I used the back of my hand to take it with a beauty blender and buff it onto my skin. But the amount of product that you lose just by spraying it on your hand and then taking the beauty blender and applying it to your face, I don't know, I just felt it was absolutely ridiculous. I mean, more stayed on my hand than it delivered onto my face after the beauty blender. So the second method that I tried was applying it with the MAC 130 brush. And so this is the MAC 130 brush, and I've spoken about it in a couple of other tutorials, and I actually happen to like this brush, but with this foundation, I felt that it left a lot of lines on the face, and it was like I needed more product to blend it in. It was like just streaking, and it wasn't really giving me that good of an application. So the third way that I tried was using the beauty blender again, but this time I added product to this little cup to see if, you know, it would stay in here and how it would adhere to my face. And the method wasn't that bad. I have to say, the foundation went on to my skin really nice, but again, I lost a lot of product. The product to me got completely sucked up into the beauty blender, and I had to like refill this cup, like I'd say about 2 times. And you know, it was it became a very sheer coverage. So for something that's sheer, I mean, again, I wouldn't spend $50 on a foundation to achieve that, because you could get stuff at the drugstore that's just as good. So now to move on, the fourth way that I applied it was using the this cup, and also using the It Cosmetics Velvet Luxe Foundation brush. And I felt, for me, that was the best way to apply it. So then, just the other day, I tried it out a different way, and my skin has been very dry with this crazy weather that we've been having here in New York. What I did was I took this argan oil that I had tried out from Pura Dior, which I spoke about in another review, and I put that on first all over my face. And then I said, okay, I'm gonna try and apply the foundation today. I'm gonna see how it works for me. So what I wanna do is show you guys exactly how that looks now, because I felt that that was the most effective way to get this foundation onto your skin. So I'm going to moisturize my face first, like I had said. I'm using the Pura Dior or Argan Oil. You guys have seen me discuss this in my previous post about the hair products that they have. So I really do like this as a moisturizer, and I felt that this worked best with the Dior Airflash. So basically what I do is I take about 1 dropper, maybe a little bit even less than that, but let's see, yeah, I'd say about halfway through that dropper. I rub it in my hands, and then I start to apply it to my face, my forehead, and I go a little bit under the eyes, but I do wear my eye cream, and it already leaves like a really nice glow to the skin, and I like that, especially like here in New York. It's, even though spring is on its way in, like today we have 30-degree weather. I mean, it's freezing. Out of all the ways I've applied it, this to me was the most effective method. What I found was good is you take like a little cup. You could find these little plastic cups in like Michael's, or you can use a plastic cup that you have at home, a plastic drinking cup, something, you know, smaller, a little bit bigger than this. And what I do is I shake up the foundation really good. And now you're actually gonna see how much product comes out when I start to spray it. So what I do is I take a little bit and I start to spray it in the bottle. Now, did you guys just see all of that foundation that came out of the can? And that wasn't even enough to cover my whole face, okay? So again, I'm going to do this. And you see, I don't like any of this. If you see the foundation that's going through, I mean, that is such a waste of product. And not only is it a waste of product, but it goes everywhere else on my makeup table or where I'm doing my makeup. That doesn't do it for me. So let me see if I can zoom in so you can see exactly how much I put in the cup. But let's see if it comes up. As you can see, it's all the way at the bottom, right back there. Just enough. And what I do is I take the It Cosmetics Velvet Luxe Foundation brush that you could buy at Ulta, and this is the number 302 brush. I absolutely love this brush for this foundation, so if you wind up like really loving this foundation and you're trying to find something that's going to work for you, I think this is going to work best. And I have a whole video on these brushes that I'll link below so that all of you can see exactly, you know, what I feel about each one. So then what I do is I just dab it right inside the cup. And this is how much comes on the brush. It's more than that. I just don't think the camera's going to pick it up. And I start to just apply it. Now, it has a very cooling feel, which is nice for the skin, I have to say. But the smell that comes out of it when you do spray it, I don't like that at all. It just has that like hairspray smell almost, kind of. So I kind of just, you know, brush it out all over my face. I buff it in. It is buildable. But I don't think you're going to want to put more than this. But you can see my face cleaned up really nice. It does have that really glow, airbrushed finish. It's going to dry. It's going to seep into my skin. I had the argan oil. I did that on purpose because I'm just way too dry right now. And the regular moisturizer that I use from Lancome, it actually made the product move a lot. And I didn't like that. So that's it. Now, I do feel I want to add a little bit more just to come down here onto the neck and under the chin. And again, I'm going to spray just a little bit. And you see how much product you lose? So now I'm just going to apply it here. And now I'm just kind of tapping the product into my skin. But what I do not like, and I don't know if it is picking this up in the camera, is that I can start to see that the foundation is grabbing onto certain parts of my face, especially in this area. And I don't like when a product does that. And I feel, once again, for a product that's over $50, I do not want to see any of that, especially if it's supposed to give you this, like, you know, airbrushed effect. It should not be grabbing onto certain parts of the skin and then leaving like this like little dry patch in certain areas. So I kind of have it here, here on the laugh lines, and then a little bit down here at the edge of the mouth. And I really don't like that. So I don't like that to be accentuated. But all in all, this is how it looks when it's done. I really honestly don't like the way this foundation is when you set it with a powder. So my advice would be not to set it with the powder. I think it would just cake up in certain areas on the face worse. So that would be my advice. And I'm just going to finish up the rest of my makeup and I'm going to continue on with the video. I'll be right back. Okay, so as you got to see how it was applied, I really do feel that the Velvet Luxe foundation brush was honestly the best way to apply it. You definitely get nice coverage. The Pure Dior Argan Oil is fantastic as a prep for the skin. You don't need any additional moisturizer. And the good thing about that is that I feel that with the Airflash foundation, it doesn't really move when you have that moisturizer on. I do feel the foundation does get stuck in certain places on the face. For me, I felt that the coverage was definitely flawless. It was a really nice flawless finish, but I don't think that I would repurchase this product again because I lost a lot of product regardless of how many different methods I used. I lost a lot of product and I just, you know, I feel like I can get that airbrushed effect doing other things with other foundations and giving me that medium coverage. I mean, I could do just as well by using the Rimmel 25-hour foundation, and you can pick up this foundation in the drugstore and spend probably $5. And you'll actually get better longevity out of this versus spending $50 on a foundation. So once again, my channel is not about bashing products. It's about reviewing products, demoing it for you, and giving you insight on a product if it's worthy enough for you to purchase. And especially when you go into these to the $50 range, I feel it's very important that you get to find out the most information possible to you. So if you guys do have any questions regarding this product, please leave them down below. You can leave it in the comment sections. If it's worked for you, I think that's wonderful. It just didn't work for me. And just because I had a flawless finish, it didn't really last all day long. I mean, by the time I got home, if I used the foundation early in the morning, and by the time I got home and I was ready to put my son to bed, I mean, most of the time, yes, foundations are going to move, but they really should be intact. And I didn't feel that this was intact. And I feel that if you're like me and you do a lot of running around and you also have a lot of facial expressions like I do, the product is just going to move a lot. So, you know, I hope you enjoyed this quick review and demo on the Dior Airflash Foundation. If it has worked for you, that is so wonderful and so great. But if this has helped you make a better decision for yourself, then I'm also happy with that, and that makes me happy. Thank you so much, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video next week on Tuesday. You guys can start to see more videos that are going to be recurrent. They'll be going on Tuesdays and Thursdays. All right, love you guys, and I'll see all of you soon.